Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from some of our shows focused on youth, community, and lifestyle. Please be sure to give us a follow on all of our social platforms. First, on how to steam your dreams, dive into the invigorating episode 3 of 2025 DMV Capital Region Championship. Then, watch as the Washington Commanders partnered with the Metropolitan Police Department to host a youth clinic focused on engagement, fun, and football. On the Spotlight DMV, Cyndi Narcisso sits down to discuss the upcoming Wineries Without Walls event, highlighting local Maryland businesses on this part 2. And on Yellow Couch Stories, sports media guru Candy Waller talks leadership, ownership, and the power of controlling your own story. Thank you for tuning into this week's programming of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle.
Welcome back to the Ocean Bowl Games DMV Regionals Championship, and powered by AstraZeneca. This is day 2, and today is going down. It's all about e-gaming and getting to the esports finals to crown the Ocean Bowl Games champion. We are officially entering the Knuckleball Clash Knockout Tournament, where competition meets strategy, speed, and STEM thinking. First up, we're going to have beach bowling. This is 2 versus 2. Players use dolphins to squirt water and push the ball downfield to score goals. Then there's going to come scuba attack. They're going to dodge mines, navigate obstacles, and throughout the game, questions will appear, testing what the players have learned. This is our edutainment model. They're going to be testing what they learned from the STEM Expos, the CAMs, the Brain Games, and from the Ocean Bowl Magazine issue number 2, featuring Quickie the Kid. These matches determine who will advance. From the red pod and the blue pod, the top 4 teams total, 2 from the red, 2 from the blue. We'll move on to the ABL Esports semifinals and finals. This is the Ocean Bowl Games Final 4. Primary divisions, typically 3rd through 5th grade, and junior divisions compete with their age groups, but only the best advance. In Knuckleball Clash, matches are 1 versus 1. First player to win 3 rounds takes the match. In ABL Esports rounds, it's the first team to win 2 wins. After the lunch, the Final 4 will battle it out. Ocean Bowl League's Esports Championship. The Ocean Bowl Games Final 4. First place earns $50 per player. Second place earns $25 per player. It's time to lock in. We got to get ready to compete. Let the games begin. It's game on. When I say Steve York, you say dreams. Let's go. I say, man, I'm just as excited as the kids are. I may be behind the scenes handling production, but my team and I want to take a moment to thank the incredible, dedicated, and advanced volunteers from both universities at Shady Grove and AstraZeneca for helping bring this experience to life. As you can see, the kids are fired up to be back for day 2 of this summer field trip. This is a STEM camp, but it's also e-gaming esports, everything kids already love, and they like to bring that together with a purpose. They're doing brain games, playground games, e-gaming and esports, and even today, of course, they're still getting exposure to micro-learning, from doing the fermentation sciences to nursing to robotics to cyber-physical systems. All of this done by the USG staff and the AstraZeneca team, thoughtfully curated by them, showing the kids that there are real pathways to their dreams, pathways for STEM careers, pathways to jobs, and maybe even pathways to starting their own businesses one day. And that's what this is really about. As the kids come in the morning, they already know the routine. They're earning points at STEM Expos, they're grabbing their snacks, and they're getting locked in. Some of these kids have been here before. This is the 4th Ocean Bowl Games, and we've been doing this since 2021. And they know, snack first, then straight to practice areas. So you can already see Montgomery County Rec kids warming up to see teams like the Clawbacks practicing Knuckleball League. That's prep matters. So let's go, day 2 is here.
Did y'all study our magazines?
Yeah.
Okay. He did. Did you study? Go back and study right now, because here's the thing. Those are the questions going to pop up on the screen when you're playing the game. And so you can be really good at the game and not have no questions and lose. So you want to know what the answers are. It's multiple choice, so it's not that hard. Okay. Okay? So I will go read a little bit. Yeah. Now, this is on me.
This is stressful.
Back to the middle. Let's go. I got you. Get in my territory. Get the end zone. Oh, I'm with you. 2 minutes or 3 goals is how it works. Get it over into your territory. That's how it works.
Did everybody play yet? Okay, go ahead and do the other one. Go ahead and do the other one. Switch your players. Everybody should be able to play. You were worried? You were worried? It's your full roster goal game. No, I was worried. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you today? Did you get some rest last night?
Yes.
Okay.
He knows for a fact I was knocked out.
Was you snoring?
I don't know if I was.
Right now before we go to lunch.
I may need like 5 minutes to get everything set up, and then I'll just have everything.
Thanks. We can run YouTube videos there, right? Maybe also just have Steam XR Sports, the YouTube channel, Steam XR Sports.
I already put them in.
Absolute best. So what I'm thinking is, I wanted your opinion is shoot.
I can tell you right now, it's just 5. I don't care anything.
Exactly.
I feel like that's the way I don't care anything. Get with the referee and explain.
Yes, sir.
Something separate.
I got it. We miscalculated how many kids will have high scores. Right. So we got a lot of kids enough.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
If they have any extra, okay?
It's causing too much noise.
Sorry.
Them back there, we had a little long jam in recording, so we filled that, and now like the last one, they're still playing now.
All right.
I'm missing programming to go to first.
What we ought to do is remind me is adjust the tiers again at lunch. We're going to adjust the tiers. No, that's for our score manager. That's all you got to do. Yep. Christian, let's start calculating the scores and make sure we don't run to the main screen. Okay. Okay. Check. Hands up, quiet. All right, coaches, I'm looking at y'all. Blue Pod, all coaches, y'all done y'all reported scores in? Yes, sir. Yes. Red Pod, all scores are in? Okay, that completes our e-gaming festivities for today. We got one more e-game, that is the knockout tournament, that's gonna be after lunch. He asked me, that didn't make any sense about if he cards him and he had card. My finger, thank you for showing it on the screen. My finger is going over the half-point line. That means I can interfere with my opponent. That's not fair. Keep your fingers, your body on your side of the court. Okay?
You're here. You can't stay here.
You cannot.
Otherwise, that would play.
You will get flagged. Coaches, are you ready with some yellow cards and orange cards? I don't think you're going to get no red card. Come on. You gotta be ourselves. We ain't get no red card. We don't need no sneaky red cards.
Quickly. She gave up on it. It's all right. We're going to keep it moving. Remember, keep the ball on your side. Keep the ball on your side. You're going too far. That means that goal. It's a clean sweep.
All right. This is important. I don't know if you guys saw, but when the question popped up, you do have an X button. The X button means that you can pass that question. Now, and I'm about to read this in practice because this is your practice. Only the person that is facing the question can be the one to pass on it. I repeat, if the question is facing you, then you have the option to pass. Otherwise, you can't touch somebody else's. What kind of card is that?
All right, we're about to go to our knockout rounds. Where you are sitting is they're your opponents for right now. If you are knocked out, you can either go to the free play or you can go downstairs, but you will have to immediately vacate the area.
All right, this is the Aqua class knockout round.
We jump right into the action. We got XPG versus the North Potomac Puffers. That was a mouthful for me because P got me tied up, tongue twisted. But I'm expecting XPG to handle this squad. I mean, it looks kind of tight and close right now, but I think XPG should be able to pull this out. And oh my gosh, he's slapping that ball. Oh boy, looks like he took a loss. AJ took an L, but it's not over with yet. It is the first 3 wins. So.
Be gentle with your dolphin and it'll move more accurately.
Slow the game down. Sometimes speed kills. In this game, speed you need a self-inflicted goal. Don't run like that.
The Turbo Turtles versus the Commanders. I think the real name of this team is Oral Commanders. Yeah, versus the Turbo Turtles.
That is it. The other team is knocked out.
Silence from the Reds and Blue Pods. It's anybody's game right now.
Absolutely. The warm-up is work, and I'm seeing a lot more kids related to this powerful play.
In a game of quick reflexes,
1-1 now.
smart angles, and great trivia.
To the defense. This will require patience, perseverance.
Good job, y'all won. They go to the back.
We had the room split up into two sides. You got the blue pod side and the red pod side. Here you got the Blazing Barracudas. Congratulations, they're moving on. Feel that energy. You had to be there. Remember how I said you should watch out for that team called Control Plus Alt Delete? Now that may not be an Ocean name, but you can tell gamers were in the building. They brought it. They seem to be moved on to the next round. Congratulations. It's the Ocean Bowl games. Let's move over to the blue pod. Let's see what's going on over there. This is Aquaball Clash. Very much so. If you haven't played air hockey, if you're not an air hockey fan, I'm telling you right now, this is like touchscreen, electronic air hockey, and it's super fun. To me, this is a perfect opportunity to give a shout out to my team from Studio Dreams. Because this young guy right here reminded me of one of Coach George Nunez's favorite lines. He's too cool for schools. He was like, what? He's like Mean Gene. He kind of reminds me of the WWE wrestlers, but he had the sunglasses on. Congratulations. It looks like they took the win. Let's go.
What is happening? Come on, Robert, you can do it. What? What is happening? Oh my God. No, what? I didn't hit it. Let's go!
Necessary coach department, teammates, give your team the watch. That's right, pop it up.
Come on, Caroline. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go.
These are my two favorite names in the entire tournament. Amazing fans ever won losers. I'm going to shut them down.
Unfortunately, there are always losers and winners in life, and I'm glad we get to interact with kids at a very early age, to provide a safe space for them to play, learn, and create, to manage those emotions, to learn very early on about competition, about friendly competition, and to manage their behaviors and those emotions. And we teach the kids that for every loss, it's a learning opportunity. So instead of losing, we tell them it's learning. This is Steve.
And sometimes you just have to step back and see where am I really trying to grow. And so what I really like is the collaboration piece, and so let's segue into that and into some of the other folks you're bringing along for the ride. Well, first and foremost, I want to talk about the venue because
Yes.
it is a beautiful venue that is here in Prince George's County. It
Yes.
is new. So
hmm
tell us about that.
So in terms of the venue, it's Celebrations Event Rentals. And so they have several spaces. The main one that started out in Bowie, but then as you mentioned, they recently opened up a larger venue uh in Upper Marlboro, and that is at Celebrations at the Barn House. And it's really a beautiful event space. And so to what you were saying earlier about collaboration and those relationships and partnerships, we have been working with them and collaborating since day one. So literally, we did our launch at their space, their smaller room, and then we had our 1 year anniversary in the larger space. And so I guess it makes sense that now we're in their even larger space for this event. So we've grown along with them as well, but they've always been super, supportive. Hasey Garcia and her family have been super supportive always, and so we were just really excited to be able again to continue that journey together. By now, not only did they just like open their new event space, but this is also an inaugural event, so it's a first for both of us. So we're excited to be working with them again.
No, what a testimony to, the work that you have put in, but not just that, how you are able to partner with people and that seed will grow, honey. No, I love it. Girl, you are such, I just admire everything about what you and Dahlia embody, just seeing the journey and also being a part of it, watching it grow and telling the story and talking about how you're bringing these people along. So, so let's talk about some of the other partners that'll be there. There are other wineries,
Yes.
and so talk to us about who's going to be there.
Well, in terms of the other participating wineries, there will be 9 of us together. So we have Bobisa Wines, and they are definitely brand new. But the owners, Derek, they make a mead wine, which it is really, really good. So I am really excited for like folks to try that out. Then there is Kingfisher Cellars, and they too make mead. So you'll have different flavors, if you will. And that's the thing that I really enjoy about wines anyway, that even if we make the same varietal, if Vidal grows really well, for example, in Maryland. So even if I make a Vidal and you make a Vidal, the profile will be different. It'll taste different. And so that's what I love about that. So I'm excited about having both of them there so we can get different flavors of mead. And then we have Misfit Winery also that will be there. Operations Bubbles will be there. So they have a bubbly a red, which would be really, really fun to be able to try that out. And then we have also Rose Garden Wines that is here in Prince George's County as well. And we have 722 Wine Company, the Cross Vines, Tipsy Teacher. I think some folks have probably seen them at festivals. So we'll definitely have a lot of wines for you to sample and hopefully not only get some of the regulars that you already enjoy, but discover something new, which reflects, what Prince George's and Maryland has to offer in terms of our beverage industry.
And so a handful of these are new for me as well. And I believe that this is going to be my first experience with mead wine.
Ooh.
So I'm excited about that. Not only are you going to have tastings, but there are going to be other experiences there as well. You kind of touched on it about tastings. And so what other things can we expect?
Well, in thinking about that, again, the spirit of collaboration, it was like, okay, so we wanted to have, restaurants or, catering companies that, again, are here within our community. And so we partnered up with Vino 301 with Leslie Freelo to lead the food and food pairing section of this, which just sold out so quickly. It was really crazy that there was just high demand for that experience. And so we will be partnering with Sunrise Restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so
Yes.
they'll be providing the food, so a Caribbean twist, if you will, with the food and pairing, and then also with celebrations, catering. So they provide like all-inclusive packages with food, venue, rentals, everything. So the catering arm of celebrations will be there, offering food as well for that wine tasting and food pairing experience. And then we'll also have our bartender, our favorite, Blush Beige, bartending. And Jessica, again, we've worked together in the past, and she just creates just beautiful layout and experiences with cocktails. And so some of the wines that will be featured there will be offering those as cocktails. And then she'll also have mocktails in our lounge, if you will, our cocktail lounge. And so the purpose of that, is to give different options for people to enjoy the wines. It's hot, so maybe you might want a rosé, but maybe you might want a spritzer or something lighter. And so just providing different ways to enjoy the wines we thought it would be fun to be able to do that. And of course, we'll have music as well to kind of set the vibes for this experience. So overall, you'll find something, fun in each corner of the venue. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be downing that rosé because it is hot. It is hot. And I need something light and refreshing.
Yes, yes. And so she's really good at that. So definitely, that'll be a fun experience.
And so, I have to ask this question. Why Prince George's County? Why did you want to make the county where you launched the inaugural event?
Well, I mean, there is a long answer and a short answer, right? So, when you think about Prince George's County, first of all, it is one of Maryland's most diverse and entrepreneurial and, fast growing communities are here. And so it's a place where from God, now we've been here for so long as well, where innovation and culture and, agriculture, all these things really come together in meaningful ways. And so we wanted to be a part of that and contribute to that. For us, the county, seeing how the county has invested in growing really its the food and beverage and tourism and hospitality sectors, to me, that just made it an ideal place to introduce this new experience of, wineries without walls. And then, of course, for Narciso Wine Cellar, Prince George's County is also home, right? So we have our warehouse is in Prince George's County. So we have built really our business here, as you mentioned, through partnerships and, with local organizations, restaurant retailers. And that is exactly what you will see at that event. I mentioned building that is not just about pouring, but also about opportunities. And so one of the really fun aspect of this is the fact that we'll have retailers there who will be able to sample these wines and then make a decision, right? And they get to see what Prince George's County, but also what Maryland has to offer in terms of this new model of wineries, right? Sometimes on the business side, trying to get into distribution or get your wines on the shelves can be challenging. Some of the retailers and distributors, they probably get, a lot of emails and requests, sample my wines, do this, do that. So that's one of the other objectives of this, was to then bring all these different resources to the winery. So yes, we are sharing with our community, but then having the people that can make those decisions right there and making that connection is also helpful. So this is it just made sense for us to do this. So launching this inaugural event here just felt like a natural choice for us.
Yeah, and I think that that is so important as well, to have folks that can make decisions about distributing and featuring and having the wine in their store or whatever you may have, people that can offer resources be in the room as well. So no, that's wonderful. And I know we're sold out, but let's talk about the support after Sunday, or how people, they may not be able to attend, but they can still support the brands that are going to be there and the Maryland wines. How can folks discover these wines and the folks that are going to be there at the event today, past Sunday?
Well, if you don't mind, I just want to mention one other thing that you mentioned, being sold out. That the outpouring of support has been just really humbling. When you set out to do something, at least for me, in thinking about, okay, this is what we want to do, that people can actually say no. They don't have to say yes. And we've spent these years just working towards building these relationships. But still, with putting on an event, you just never know how it's going to be received. So selling out the inaugural Wineries Without Walls experience means so much more to us than just filling the room. It also tells me that people believe in what we're trying to build. And, when we first imagined this event, as I said, we weren't sure how people were going to respond to it. But the fact that the community has embraced it so enthusiastically tells us that there's a real desire, right, for people to discover local wineries and to meet the people behind the wines. And to your question, to support small businesses. So one way to continue that, even if you can't make it on Sunday, is one, something as simple as when you go into a retailer or whether it's as a restaurant or someplace else to say, hey, what local wines do you carry? And ask for us. Ask for it. That's one way to support. Of course, going to our website, we all have a way of for you to purchase wines from us. But definitely, these events, taking advantage of them. But, it is one of the things that to me, they're just different ways of doing this and just giving folks different options to be able to enjoy the wines is what I'm really trying to do with this event. So they each, of course, have their website e-commerce. You can purchase directly from some of them. Everyone has a different model, so I don't want to speak for everyone, but certainly everyone has their social media where you can connect with them. And if they're in retailers, it'll tell you where to find them. So I encourage you to take a moment, explore all of their websites, and so to be able to again enjoy what they have to offer.
Yeah, and you certainly have built quite a following, a strong community, a strong support system. So it's just beautiful to see them turn up for you as well. And so I want to get into something fun.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to call this quick pour. It's going to be a few fun questions and you just say whatever comes to your mind.
Uh-oh. Let me take a sip of water.
Okay. Okay. So first one, red or white?
Goodness. Okay, white.
Sweet or dry?
Semi-sweet?
Listen,
was that one of the options? I don't know.
a good balance is always a thing, right?
Absolutely.
Favorite wine and food pairing?
Oh my gosh. Anyone that has been to any of our tastings knows that I always get stuck on Serenity with dessert. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Serenity is one of our semi-sweet wines, and I would argue it's probably our sweetest red. But it pairs so well with so many different things. And I'm always talking about my little experiments at home, which my favorite one is with brownies and, with chocolate. And it just pairs really well. But I can also have my charcuterie board and pull out Serenity and it pairs perfectly. So definitely, but one of my favorites is Serenity with brownies.
Listen, you're giving all the in the middle answers.
I know.
Okay, well, I already feel like I know how you. The first wine someone new to Maryland should try.
Midnight.
Of course, that's the number one.
But for us, I would say Midnight, but overall, I would say like Vidal, as I mentioned before, just grows really well overall. And so whenever we're doing tastings, I do ask people that, like, have you ever had tried Maryland wines, and then specifically Vidal, because it's just really nice, refreshing, easy.
Yeah, and representative of, because of the way it grows,
Yeah, the
representative
terroir
of,
here. Yeah.
yes. Okay, last one. One word that describes Wineries Without Walls.
Powerful.
I'm with you on that one. Amazing, Cyndi. Again, you guys are doing wonderful work of bringing people together. And so congratulations on an incredible inaugural event. And thank you for sharing the vision behind Wineries Without Walls.
No, thank you so much for giving us the space and platform to talk about this. Hopefully this is, you'll be talking about this next year and years to come.
Welcome back to the Yellow Couch Stories. I'm your host, Brittany Montgomery, and today's conversation is being recorded at the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs Incorporated headquarters right here in Washington, D.C. And today we truly have a treat. Joining us on the yellow couch is Cyndi Waller, also known as C-Wall, founder and CEO of C-Wall Sports and Entertainment, president of the C-Wall Foundation, former managing publisher of Sports Illustrated Fan Nation, Inside the Wizards, and current president of Bowie Television, okay? Cyndi's journey spans corporate consulting, sports journalism, media leadership, and entrepreneurship, industries where Black women are often underrepresented. Yet she has consistently shown what it looks like to lead with excellence, authenticity, and intention. Today, we'll explore her journey through economic empowerment, perseverance through adversity, leadership, and ownership, and what it truly means to build power, not just access. Cyndi, welcome to the Yellow Couch Stories. We're honored to have you.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Of course, yes, I'm excited to dive in. So, Cyndi, before the titles and accomplishments, take us back for a moment. What did young Cyndi growing up in Prince George's County learn about work, ambition, and possibility?
Oh, I mean, let's start with work. My family, I'm blessed to be able to know and have had a relationship with both sets of grandparents.
Ooh,
So that's not something like everybody is blessed to have.
Yeah, everybody don't have that.
And I did. Both sides of the family, great relationship with both sets of grandparents. And they taught me everything I need to know about work ethic. Mm-hmm. Right? You work.
As they mostly do.
Right.
Yeah.
You work, you get something in return.
Right.
But you can't just not work.
Right.
You're going to do something.
Don't work, don't eat.
And you have to do something. And so my parents had instilled that in my siblings and myself from that's all that I know, right? So it was even from the perspective of, will you get good grades in school? Mm-hmm. Okay, you're going to get something in return. If that's going to go get McDonald's on Friday,
we're going to get some ice cream.
Ice cream. You're going to go and get something. But when you work and you show up consistently, good things can happen.
I love that. So, and I'm gonna take that one from your grandparents and your parents.
Yes.
So you've loved sports since childhood, but at some point passion became possibility. When did you first realize this could be more than interest? And what did you have to believe about yourself to pursue it as a career?
So, yes, I loved it as a child. I would watch NFL drafts, NBA drafts, and now everybody can say that as a child you actually watched 3 days of the NFL draft.
Yeah, because I don't
sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
And so, but I did. So in the NBA draft, but it still wasn't a possibility.
Right.
It was like something I just liked
to do. Okay.
And so it took many years. See, if I start talking about too many years, then you can figure out how old I am.
And I'm not gonna ask you that.
But it took years in consulting and in the consulting industry, and a trip to Super Bowl 51.
Oh.
Where that's the Super Bowl 51 where the Patriots came back and beat the Atlanta Falcons. It was in Houston.
Oh, hold on. I remember that game. Because
game.
The Falcons they were up by a lot. They were up by a lot.
Bring that up.
Yeah.
but yes, they were up by a lot. And it took a trip there, a solo trip there, right? Of me just being a football fan all week long, and then being able to sit on the sets of shows like Undisputed at the time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
First Take and Good Morning Football. See, sometimes it's a good thing when it's only one seat.
Right.
Because I was that one seat left.
Yeah.
And it took me going on that, being on those sets to say, you know what, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow.
This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be in the sports industry. I want to be able to talk about sports, not be a moderator or facilitator of conversation, but I just enjoyed the storytelling and just kind of just constructing the moment.
Right.
All in the sports industry.
And I can see it. It's coming out of you when
every time I talk about it, everybody says it. Like,
I can see it.
And I'm like, it's kind
and you know what?
Jam.
We were talking earlier about how you gave up fandom because you wanted to be able to be objective. And I love that because you say that helps you tell the story. It helps you help your clients. It helps you to do what you need to do. So what, like, at what moment did you realize I can't be a Washington Commanders, and I know I'm in DC, so I probably can't say that, and I'm a Dallas Cowboy girl, Dallas Cowboy fans for life, and next year is our year. But what actually made you, at what moment did you realize, you know what, I have to give up fandom to remain objective?
One of my mentors coming into the business, one of the first people I met when the Washington Commanders gave me an opportunity to cover the team when I came in the door with Seawall Sports and Entertainment.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
didn't come in under, like, you didn't name any of the big major sports outlets. I walked in with my own, all glory to God.
Yes.
And they gave me an opportunity to cover the team. And one of my mentors at the time, and still big brother now, Lake Lewis, as soon as he met me, he was one of the first people to speak to me in the room. And we were just talking, and I immediately, I'm a sponge. Still, you have to remain teachable at all levels.
At all levels,
even though I had risen through all the ranks in consulting, I still was like, yeah, I have my own business, and I'm here as a journalist and as a reporter, but I still want to learn.
Right.
And one of the very first things he told me is, you can't be a fan anymore. If you are a fan, he said, because I don't really know if you are.
Right.
If you are any of the teams you cover, you can't be a fan anymore. He said, here's why. You have to be able to watch the game and be able to talk about the game in an objective manner.
Okay.
If you don't like a player because you don't even know these players, you just don't know, you don't like them, you don't even know nothing about
you
these
just
people,
what you saying,
like
yeah.
them. You know, all these things, you don't like people, you don't like this team, like that team, you don't know anything about them. But whether you realize it or not, it will sway how you report look at the game. If you are a fan of the team that you're covering, you'll have a bias.
Right.
You'll have a bias. You got to get rid of it.
And I could see that because, you know, after we always have those Monday morning quarterbacks, they're like, oh, the refs was playing with them, the refs were doing this. And it's like, are you really saying that because you are a fan of just the game, or are you saying that because your team lost? So that was really, really, that was huge.
Of the game.
Right.
I love competition. I love sports. I really honor all that goes into these men and women across sports playing at the highest level. Like that is a lot of commitment and consistency that they have to do. So I honor it and I love that part of it. So losing the fandom in order to be objective and to do what I love at a high level.
Yeah, that was an easy choice. That was an easy choice. So you've built your career in industries where Black women are often underrepresented. Can you share a moment when the obstacle in front of you made you question whether that path was worth it and how you decided to keep going anyway?
Absolutely. I can talk about when I was credentialed, have a media credential, able to be on site with my entity, Seawall Sports and Entertainment. And then I was told no more independents were allowed. And so I could no longer be credentialed. I was furious. I was angry. I was hurt. I was disappointed because I had been there. Right. And I was working hard. I was showing up.
So nothing that you did. Yeah.
It was just, we don't do independence anymore. And that was when I had to question, okay, is this for me?
Okay.
Because it's a sacrifice to even do it.
Right.
But to do it as best as you can and be in and then get turned away after being in is painful.
Exactly.
It's hurtful.
Yeah.
And when you really don't know why, like, well, why not independence? People change their rules all the time. But
exactly.
I kind of like, if I'm in,
then I should have been grandfathered in.
Exactly. To be grandfathered in.
Right.
That's not what the rules stated. So, okay. And so that's when I always think of that as a defining moment of I could have left it then.
Okay.
Right, especially from an NFL perspective.
Exactly.
Because I could still, as Seawall Sports and Entertainment, cover the Washington Mystics, cover the Washington Wizards.
Okay.
That was still, a possibility, and I did for a bit. But I do have a passion for football.
Right.
And so that is where that's where I spend the bulk of my time now anyway. But that was painful. And that was where I absolutely had to say, okay, is this for me? And of course, in the space, once you're on site all the time with the team, you really understand and realize it's not many women here.
Yeah. And not many black women. I would, yeah.
No, I mean in this area, we have probably more black women, you know, and I can think of on site daily is I'm one of two.
Okay.
Well, and then in game day, you probably see about 3 or 4.
Okay.
You see a little bit more black women on game day. And then the Ravens has one who works with Bowie TV as well. So you kind of see it a little bit more. But when you talk about being on site coverage, like practice and all that, that number shrinks even more. For black women. Okay. And so it was like, you know what? It's hot outside. You know, my hair don't be done. My hair's not done. I be sweating. It's hot. And then when it's cold, like, baby, I don't need to be.
Yeah, it's
cold.
cold.
Stuff you gotta care about. Like, you know, I'm not all that fly. Do I really want to go outside looking like this? So even though I knew this, what I really wanted to do, it was like I was really trying to convince myself that it was okay, even though
it wasn't. That's not okay.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's.
I made it back though.
So well, you know what? How did you make it back? So how did you push through that? Because, you know, sometimes we will self-sabotage and talk ourselves out of what we are, like our God-given purpose. And I think that is your God-given purpose because you exude it when you talk about it. It rolls off.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I've heard that before, so we're going to take that compliment, Lord. Yet again, thank you. Like, Lord, be like, I got to keep telling her, thank you, Brittany. Thank you. The Lord, thank you. He's like, good. Tell her
like,
good.
Now, girl, come on now. You know, I keep telling you this time and time again.
But I had a childhood neighborhood friend who hit me up one day and was like, hey, do you remember Bowie TV or Bowie Community Media Corporation? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, the local station. He was like, my dad used to be on it. His dad had passed away at the time. He said, so much of what you do with Seawall reminds me of what they had with my dad. But since my dad is passed on, nobody is taking the reins from a sports perspective. There's no more sports coverage at all. He said, you might want to consider giving them a call.
Okay.
And seeing
if
they're still there. He said, I think they're still there, but go and see. That's what I did. Okay. I went to go and see. And of course, he had no idea that I was no longer on site per se with, you know, the Washington Commanders at that time. But he's like, go over there and check. And so I said, let me check. And sure enough, they were there. Okay. And sure enough, they were like, we need help. Because a lot of their older producers were starting to pass away. Others were moving away due to retirement. Okay. So they were moving south. And so they said, please come help us. We need help. And I ended up reaching back out. And it was right around the time where I was going to start, you know, my show was always in my spirit to have a TV show. Oh, and
look at that alignment.
Culture from the couch. Yeah. And so I said, I'm going to go over here to the homegrown grassroots TV station and see what's happening and see what's going on. Sure enough, they took me with open arms. I started the show that September. Okay. And I contacted Washington Commanders again and said, I'm on TV.
Right. So take that.
And they had to, you know, do all the check to make sure, you know, that it was legit. It's legit. It's legit. It's on TV. And that's how I got back.
Okay. So there are moments when resilience isn't about pushing harder, but choosing differently. Was there a pivot you made that ultimately changed the trajectory of your career? And I think we just touched on that.
I think we just touched on
that.
And Seawall Sports and Entertainment is still a thing for people who are like, hey, you know, we had shirts, we got merchandise. Trust me, it is still a thing. Absolutely, might look a little different. So the pivot is is there with this
because it's always good to pivot.
But even with that being said, I had to realize, okay, this is a traditional form of media. Okay, and through Bowie TV, that I didn't even realize was still there, I'm seeing more opportunities. Come through because it's a traditional form of media. Okay. It's on television. Right. And so I was like, let's just keep going.
Yeah. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where God takes me.
And I prayed on it and I'm still always praying on it because it was always that battle of feeling like I was putting Seawall Sports and Entertainment down. Okay. And I was putting it down until God said, listen, it's all mine at the end of the day. So
don't matter if it's Seawall or Bowie. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter where you want to call it, what you want to do with it. This is where I placed you into this. And so I definitely had to shift my focus to Bowie TV.
Okay.
Not knowing it was going to lead me to being the president of the organization, but I mean, well, God knew.
I was about to say, ain't that how he worked?
Yeah.
So in male-dominated industries like sports and media, credibility is often questioned. How did you learn to assert your expertise and protect your voice in rooms that weren't designed with you in mind?
Oh, I love that question. And I still have to do it. I still have to do it with a smile.
Right.
Sometimes I'm not smiling, but for the most part, I still keep trying to smile. Doing a TV show on my own.
Okay.
Right? I didn't have a co-host. That was by design. When I started, I said I'm doing it by myself. I had men approach me wanting to be a co-host. I have co-hosts now.
Right.
You know, but when I started out, I said, I have to do this with just me.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are women and there are Black women who can talk about the game.
Exactly.
That knows what they are watching.
Yes.
And I don't have to be the moderator or the facilitator amongst the men to make sure the guys don't get too heated. No. I know what I'm watching and I can watch. I know what I'm watching.
Right.
And because of my years in consulting and stakeholder engagement, I understand engagement. And at the time, we didn't really realize how much was going to be done in the virtual realm, right? COVID came, the pandemic. Right. But I'm like, I know virtual engagement. I know virtual meeting facilitation. It can be much different than that. And it's not, surprisingly. Yeah. But I had to show up consistently, even when no one was watching.
Right.
And still do this show by myself.
Right.
Script, topics, getting guests, all of the things. And then when I'm in these spaces, you're in a press conference. Okay, if I don't have a question, I'm not asking a question.
Right.
That just goes against who I am as a human and as a professional. Mm-hmm. But when I have a question, I'm going to ask it.
As you should.
And
as anybody should.
Right. And so that is just a way of just being seen and just doing your job really well and trying not to be like, oh my gosh, I'm the only woman here. Oh my goodness. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I've been in several spaces like this, even in the consulting realm, where I've been, the only woman, I've been the only Black person.
Right.
And so you have to use your voice because we do have a different perspective.
Exactly.
Because of our experiences and
we are. And we bring a unique perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Always.
And even when we're communicating, we just communicate
differently. Yeah, and we do. We do. So you are the founder, and we've mentioned this, and CEO of Seawall Sports and Entertainment and president of the Seawall Foundation. Why was ownership important to you, and how do you define economic empowerment in your own words?
Absolutely. It becomes if I work this hard for others, why not give myself a shot?
Yes.
And that doesn't mean that I still don't work for others or in service to others, or that doesn't mean that at all.